everybody, and welcome to Chelmsford Tonight. This is the show where we highlight the people and places that make Chelmsford and the surrounding communities such a great place to live and work. I'm Karen Woodrow, owner of Visiting Angels Senior Home Care right here in Chelmsford, and I'll be your host. So tonight marks our 13th episode of Chelmsford Tonight, and for Lucky 13, we're fortunate to have 4 amazingly talented and passionate women here to discuss the powerful impact that they're having on our community. Our first guests are Sarah Evans and Maya Aggarwal. These 2 high school students are the organizers of the group My Body, My Choice, Chelmsford, and they are taking on the United States Supreme Court. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
So, Roe v. Wade was a ruling that the United States Supreme Court recently overturned. This is a ruling that has been on the books for almost 50 years. You guys were certainly too young to know when it happened, and even your parents are probably too young to have celebrated that occasion. So take me through how you felt the day that you heard that this ruling had been overturned and the action that you took.
I think for me, it was definitely not surprised. There was a lot of sadness, anger, disappointment in our system, but I was absolutely not surprised by the direction this country was going in. And I think in that moment, we just kind of knew that we needed to step up and make our voices heard and do something in any way that we possibly could, because we knew that just staying silent and being compliant is what the people who overturned Roe would definitely want. So we wanted to have an outlet where other people can make their voices heard as well.
So what exactly did you do? You organized a rally. What went into that? And it was a grassroots effort. So the ruling was overturned on the 24th, and you guys had a rally going by 5 days later on the 29th. How did that happen?
Yeah, like Sarah contacted me a couple days later and was like, I want to do something. And I was like, absolutely, how do we start? And from there we kind of gathered a couple of other people. She called me and we started thinking about what we needed to do, when we wanted to do it. We wanted to do it as soon as possible before July 4th, before all the rush happened. And we decided Wednesday was probably the perfect day. And just kind of getting the message out on Facebook to as many people as possible was our main goal, and that was a little bit challenging at first, purely because where we were going to post it, how many people was going to see it, stuff like that, but luckily we did get an amazing turnout.
Yeah, and we see that in a video that we're just going to show in a little bit, but I did want to ask you guys, it's a pretty controversial topic, and it's a hot button in the country. How did you feel thinking that you were pushing some buttons that might make some people angry, and there you were out in the streets with your signs, standing up for what you believed in?
I think it was important to make some people angry, because it's an uncomfortable topic for a lot of people, and a lot of people might not necessarily want to have that discussion. But I think it's important to have these conversations, because otherwise we're not engaging in this kind of political discourse. But we definitely did have a lot of people on Facebook or even in person driving by the rally that clearly showed that they were not content or did not like the message we were spreading. And obviously that's not great, but we knew that we had to spread the message anyway.
Oh, good for you. Let's take a look at the video now. And what I liked about it is there are cars honking their horn, and you guys are all waving, and you've got your signs. And then Sarah gave a little talk to motivate the crowd and really explain what you guys were doing there. So let's see the video.
All of us are here today because on Friday, the Supreme Court of the United States decided that abortion is not a guaranteed right, that we no longer have control over our bodies. Because of this decision, people will die. People will die. Although our right to choose has been taken, we now have a very important choice ahead of us as a country. We get to choose how to respond to this injustice. So get mad, get your hands dirty, go after the people responsible, vote, march, protest, and show those who did this that we aren't going to put up with their bullshit anymore.
So Sarah, I really like what you said. Get mad, vote, march, protest, and those are really powerful words, and hopefully it'll really cause a movement among your generation. How many people did you have at your rally?
We had, I think we counted between 150 and 200 people that showed up.
That's pretty good for school having let out and people going off their different directions during the summer. It was also a fundraiser?
It was. We ended up raising over $1,000, and then hopefully with the Chelmsford for Change, we were able to start another fundraiser and further it, raising even more money.
And that fundraiser was for the National Network of Abortion Funds. And where does that money go? Who does it help?
It's spread out, so it's nationally organized, but it's spread out to, I don't know how many different abortion funds all across the United States to the people who need it most in order to travel and get these procedures.
So people who can't afford their own good medical care can turn to this fund. Oh, that's great. So you guys had your rally, My Body, My Choice Chelmsford had their rally, and you gathered a lot of people, and it morphed into another group that is working for change. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So at the rally, actually an impromptu speaker, Madison Connors, got up and kind of proposed an idea, because I had talked a little bit in my speech about how it can't stop here. This can't be the last, like, we can't just protest and then go be done and say this is the end. And then Madison talked about potentially furthering our involvement with this cause. So her and the two of us kind of got together, and we decided we wanted to make a group, and we decided to name it Chelmsford for Change. And it's still in the works, but what we're hoping is to organize more protesting, potentially more fundraisers, or other ways to potentially push for certain bills to be passed, maybe statewide or federally, in order to help people be able to access abortions and maybe expand this into all different social justice causes.
That's really great that you are able to take this thing that you felt passionate about one day and really make it a sort of a lifelong cause for yourself. So we can follow your actions on Instagram at Chelmsford for Change, is that right?
Yep.
Okay, great. So Sarah, you are off to Grinnell College.
I am.
In Iowa next year, and Maya, you have one more year at Chelmsford High School, and I am very impressed with what you both have done, and I thank you for doing that. And I wish you both the best of luck. Chelmsford TeleMedia does a program called Where Are They Now, where they follow up with Chelmsford High School graduates, and I have no doubt that the stories on you two in the future will be very, very interesting. So please stay in touch. Thank you for being here, and I wish you all the best of luck in the future.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back after this break. That gorgeous photo of the ballet dancer posed in front of the Sydney Opera House is Chelmsford's own Lexy Lattimore. From New York to Cleveland to Cuba and Australia, during her career as a professional dancer, Lexy made an impact on the stage. As a community leader with a master's in social work from Case Western, Lexy made lasting community impact behind the scenes. Lucky for us, Lexy is back in Chelmsford as the Executive Director of the Chelmsford Center for the Arts. Lexy, welcome to Chelmsford Tonight.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So it is great to have you. So your background is really perfect for this position. You have experience in the arts, both on the stage and behind the stage, and you have a lot of development experience from high school to a big project that you did. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your development background?
Sure. So I started fundraising and organizing back in before 2010. I graduated Chelmsford High School in 2010. And within that range of time, we were fundraising for the Performing Arts Center. So this gorgeous building that we didn't have. When I first performed in Chelmsford, it was for Les Mis in 2007, and we were at McCarthy before it was renovated. So I put together worked with Miss Cochran to put together a brick program. We were fundraising that way. And then I raised about $10,000 with the Chelmsford Top Teacher program. So we had teachers perform and it was the first time that the Performing Arts Center was sold out. So I feel really proud of that, and from then on have done fundraising for community health organizations in Boston. And
where you raised
beyond.
$750,000 for
I
a
did.
underfunded health care center.
I did, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
congratulations, that's wonderful. So you're bringing these skills to the Chelmsford Center for the Art. Have you started working yet?
I have. This is week 4.
Okay.
So I have been in the building. I know that we haven't put anything out publicly yet, but I have been in there working with my amazing technical director and just getting everything ready for some exciting programming this fall. I cannot wait to tell everyone what's coming down the pike.
So this is the CCA Chapter 2 segment that we're doing here, because we did have Sue Gates, who established the Chelmsford Center for the Arts originally. We had her on talking about how they survived COVID and what was going forward. And so you are our next chapter. Can you tell us a little bit about what you have in store for us?
Sure. And before I do that, I just have to put out a huge thank you to Susan. Her incredible persistence, the legacy that she is leaving, I feel very honored to be passed the baton by her. And she has been so gracious in this transition. So I really have to say thank you to her. And building upon that legacy, we are starting to develop a bit more of a cadence with our programming. So we'll be having offerings every season, the fall, winter, spring, and the summer. We'll be rolling out arts education programs, some public programming. I need everyone who has been interested in theater to get ready. We'll have some audition postings coming up soon.
And what's that?
Sorry?
What's audition? Audition. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Postings,
Okay.
yes. I cannot say exactly yet.
Okay.
But check us out on our website and our social media. We'll be getting a big revamp, chelmsfordarts.org. We'll be having a fall festival, Halloween fest. We have family programming coming up, and then special segments for teens, for adults, and for seniors. So there's a lot coming, but it's going to be amazing.
Wow, it sounds like you really have filled the calendar and filled the building with a lot of great new ideas.
Yep.
So it's still going to be a space for artists to exhibit their art, and for music and performance, and it sounds like you're adding some other things. Which of these artistic elements is your favorite thing?
Oh my gosh. I can't pick one. I'll say 2 things. First, I'm excited that we'll be using every single inch of that beautiful building. So if you have not visited us, we are right in front of the Common. It is our front yard. And so we'll be utilizing the common space. We have a 200-seat auditorium with movable chairs, so we're able to convert that space, use it as a formal theater, but also use it for activities and programming. We have a gorgeous gallery where we'll be having at least 2 exhibits per season, a cabaret. There are endless spaces. And I'm the most excited about the community way in which we'll be programming. So really focusing on the entire family, intergenerational programming, really grassroots-oriented things that everyone can get excited about.
So you talked about auditions being posted. Are you imagining a Chelmsford community theater kind of thing, or?
Your words, more soon. But
okay.
do find us online, because I feel so grateful to our community. One thing that I've said over and over is that I don't have to leave Chelmsford to find every bit of talent needed to make this place spectacular. And I'm talking, truly high quality, spectacular work. And so I feel really honored. I've had so many artists reach out and say, hey, what do you need? I'd like to teach. I want to do this. Let's do that. So it really is a communal effort. And I really appreciate the process by which we're going about our programming and activities.
So you grew up in Chelmsford.
I did.
And you're a graduate of 3 different schools here.
Yes.
And it sounds like you have a lot of connections with a lot of people reaching out, a lot of talented people in the area.
That's right. Yep. I graduated from Byam. I went to the charter school for 2 years when it was still in Chelmsford, and then went to Parker for another 2, and graduated from CHS in 2010. So I have a long legacy of being educated, having an incredible education in Chelmsford, and not only a formal education, but an arts education. I began training in classical ballet with Judith Kukoven at the Academy of Ballet Arts, right down the street from the Chelmsford Center for the Arts. So it's really full circle and very meaningful.
You have come full circle.
I really have. I really have.
We are very fortunate to have you back, and I appreciate you being with me tonight to talk about the Chelmsford Center for the Arts and your plans for it. And when it's up and running, I hope that you'll come back and discuss it further.
Will do. Thank you so much.
So I have another question. Are you still performing?
I am.
You are?
I am. I am dancing. I am singing again, which feels really good, and doing theater performances. So you will see me.
Okay.
You will see me.
Is there an opportunity to see you coming up soon, or is it just a little further down the road?
In collaboration with the Chelmsford Center for the Arts.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So we have a beautiful video montage of you with different performances, and I think that'll give everybody just a little hint of what they can look forward to with you on the stage, and the sort of beauty that you will exude from behind the stage as well. So
Thank you.
Thank you, Lexy.
Thank
It was
you
great
so
to
much.
talk to you.
Take care.
Let's end this segment with that beautiful montage of you.
Sounds good.
When you were out there singing, she said,
Take it down.
Joining me now is Lisa Marrone, Director of Business Development for the town of Chelmsford. Lisa's here to update us on 4 major projects that are happening around town. Thanks for joining me, Lisa.
Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, it's great to see you. So you are a busy woman, because I get up every morning and there are about 1 million emails in my inbox from you inviting me to a ribbon cutting because a new business has opened up here in town, offering me a grant for my small business if I need help through the COVID or through something else. And it's really amazing to see all the flurry of activity coming out of your office. And thank you for what you do for the businesses on behalf of Visiting Angels and the rest of the businesses in our community. But we're here to talk about 4 projects that are happening now. The first one is a redevelopment of the Odd Fellows building. Why don't you tell us about that?
Right, yeah. So thank you, Karen, once again for inviting me here to share some information. The Odd Fellows building is under redevelopment, as everyone knows. It's hard to miss it, in the center of town. And just a little bit of background is that that parcel had been under a lease agreement for 20 years, and that's why it's been untouched for so long. And as soon as the lease expired, it became available for redevelopment, and it was right off to the races, and here we are. So pretty exciting to see it actually happening. It's going to be a multi-use building. First floor will be a restaurant.
Oh, what kind?
It'll be a steakhouse type of restaurant on the first floor, and that will be associated with the ownership and operation of Fishbones right across the way.
Oh, great.
So it's great to continue to have local investment and local ownership, which is really important to our economy and the smaller economy. The second and third floors will be apartments. There'll be 8 apartments up there. And with the fit out of the building, the apartments and the preparation of the restaurant space is over $1 million. There's a lot of private investment going into this one single property, and it's really quite a special opportunity to really change the dynamics of Center Village. The Historic Commission was involved in the exterior, so it's been a lot of preservation of what that building originally was, put into place. So we're not trying to change history. So there was a lot of preservation of the exterior there. It'll be a 100-seat restaurant. There'll be exterior dining. And there's some easements on the brook and the brook walk is still on the future horizon of the Brookwalk coming through.
Oh, it
so it's
sounds like
really a
it's gonna be
transformational
beautiful.
project, yes.
So these apartments are for rent?
They'll be for rent, yes.
Do you already have
Yeah.
people lined up to live there?
Well, you know, I'm sure housing is in great demand,
Yeah.
particularly in Chelmsford because of our proximity and locations to Boston and important areas like that. We're always sought after, and usually housing is gone before it's finished being built.
Yeah.
But I couldn't really say one way or the other. You know, the private process is still ongoing and construction's happening.
Imagine living there in
but-
that beautiful historic building,
Right.
and you're like, smelling the steak, but look, across the street is Fishbones. Like, it's
Right.
what an exciting place to be.
Right. There's a lot of great shops. They're very walkable. A lot of services and conveniences, and lots of locally owned small businesses to patrons. So it's a great fit project for Center Village.
Will there be a grand opening? Will I be getting the ribbon cutting?
Oh, absolutely. You know it. And I'm happy to hear that you rise and shine, check out what I've been doing, and that you find it all helpful and informative. I just love what I do. So definitely will be a rib cutting, lots of big ceremonial scissors and all kinds of fun
I love your
happenings.
big scissors.
It's great. It's really great. Fun times.
Okay, so let's go on to the next project, which really is near and dear to my heart because it is right down the street from my Visiting
Okay.
Angels office on
Oh,
110.
Yes, true.
Chelmsford is building an outdoor fitness court, which is the world's best outdoor gym.
Right? You can't beat it. It's free. It's available 24/7, any day of the year. So it's really a kind of a unique fitness court. This is a progressive modernization of what we once remember back in the 70s, because I do remember the 70s, Karen.
The parkour? Is that what you're talking
so
about?
it was like, if you remember that, going on a trail, little circuit training.
Yeah.
So this is a condensed version of it. It's a 38-foot square workout area that is adaptable for all ages and all abilities. You may see it under construction at the corner of Wilson and Chelmsford Street near the center of town. There's drainage. It's going to be weatherproof, waterproof. You can use it anytime day of the seasons, and right now there's about 1,000 fitness courts across America. So it's really catching on. We are the 4th community in Massachusetts to install a fitness court.
Wow.
I've been working on it for a couple years.
You are cutting edge, Lisa, all the time, ahead of the curve. I love that.
And I think it goes along with your intro of women really trying to blaze a trail and make a difference and make some impactful changes. And fitness is really important post-COVID, and it's free. So really excited to get this done. Hopefully you'll get a ribbon cutting invite to this as well.
I will, and I can just walk down, get a few
Yeah.
more minutes of fitness in. So this is really appealing because it's outdoors, and I understand that there's a 7-minute workout.
It
just
is.
takes 7 minutes.
Right, you can do 7 movements, 7 minutes, and get a full body workout. You can expand that into hundreds of types of exercises and programs. It coordinates with a smartphone. And if you don't have a smartphone, there's charts right on the workout court wall that you can follow along to make sure that you're properly exercising, not injuring yourself or doing anything like that. But small groups can be there together. It can really handle a lot of volume, and really looking forward to the finished product.
Right. And everybody in town should do it because it's really in viewing distance of the Dunkin' Donuts. So we all have to have our balanced life here.
Yes, yes.
So to give a better idea of the outdoor fitness court and what it's like, we have a video. And so I think we should all watch the video,
Okay.
and I can take some notes on some of the moves there.
Great.
Redesigned for the 21st century, the fitness court is the world's best outdoor gym. Our 7-movement, 7-minute system allows you to use your own body weight to get the perfect workout. Easy or hard, it will work for you. Our goal is to build healthy communities by making outdoor fitness an essential part of people's lives so that each day is better than the last. Now more than ever before, it is vital that we move fitness outdoors to remain safe, healthy, and strong.
So that wasn't our Golden Gate Bridge in the background. That was a video from San Francisco, but that's okay because we're having the same program here in Chelmsford.
Yes. And I just, it is adaptable. We don't all have to look like fitness gurus like they show in some of the videos, but that's all adaptable to your abilities. It's a great program, and I also want to mention that we are the first community in Massachusetts to receive the Blue Cross Blue Shield $50,000 grant. So you'll see some of that logo on the fitness court wall. But I think it's going to be a great amenity for the town and anyone else. You can go to Burlington and see their fitness court if you're curious and you can't wait. There's one right nearby if you'd like to drive by and check out the Burlington program.
When can I check out the Chelmsford one?
I'm guessing early September, possibly late August.
I love working out in that
September.
crisp fall weather.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yeah, and it's along the Freeman Trail is close by.
Very close by, yes, and it's near the recreational area of the baseball field. So that was part of the goal, is to put it where people are recreating, and then visitors, travelers, family members. There's parking. It's handicapped accessible. We're really looking forward to getting it launched out to the community.
Oh, I can't wait. So the next project we're going to talk about is the Age Strong Job Fair at the Chelmsford Senior Center on August 18th, and I am excited about it. One of my favorite organizations is going to have a table there. Visiting Angels will be there, and other health-related employers who want to hire people over 50 who are looking to be in the workforce. Why don't you explain what's going on?
Yeah, so this is a first-time try for Chelmsford. We are an age-friendly community, and my domain, if you will, is employment for older worker or mature workers. And so we're going to give this a try with Mass Hire. They are the state's employment agency, and we're partnering. So we're calling it Age Strong Chelmsford, and the goal is to attract people 50 and older to either find local employment or see opportunities for a career change or a job change. There's also options for training and collaborating. So with the senior center being the host location, we're kind of limited. We only have 12 employers that can fit in there, but being a first-time effort, we're going to see how this goes, and I'm really hoping that we can make it an annual event of having a job fair focused on older workers looking to stay closer to home for work and things like that.
Right, and these are employers who have flexibility, have shorter shifts, so it's not a full-time career where you're putting in a lot of hours, but you are being able to work and get paid and give back to the community at the same time.
Right, yeah, there'll be all kinds of options. There'll be part-time, there'll be per diem if people are looking to partially, if they're semi-retired or want to supplement income, there'll be full-time benefited jobs as well. And we've organized some raffle prizes for people that register to come to the job fair. So that's an added little fun part to the job fair. So I'm really hoping that it goes well and we can do it every year. Oh,
that's great. With the labor shortage, I know that we are welcoming new people into the community, for the workforce. So
we had a job fair, Choice Chelmsford, on Route 129 a couple of weeks ago, which
we
was
were
done
there.
really well. Yes, you were there.
Yep.
And so, really hoping to have these recurring job fairs to help these employers and businesses with the workforce, challenges.
Okay, well, great. And then the last thing, we're just going to put in a plug for the project. Pressed Cafe is going into Crossroads. It is a casual restaurant with pressed juices and pressed sandwiches, and we'll come back and talk more about it when you announce the ribbon cutting, okay?
Right, yes, exactly. That's going to be happening before the end of this year, so
great.
Coming very soon.
All right, I love that place. Thank you for being here, Lisa. It was great to see you.
It's great to see you too. Thank you so much.
And that's our show for tonight. I want to thank my crew, John Egan, Karen Karpawich, and of course, Pete Pedulla up in the control booth, who sometimes forgets where I work, but that's okay. If you are at the age-friendly job fair, please stop by the Visiting Angels table and say hello. I would love to meet you and talk about the things that you find exciting about Chelmsford and the surrounding areas. Good night, everybody.